In the frozen expanse of Siberia, where winter temperatures plunge to -60 degrees Celsius and darkness swallows the land for months, an unlikely artifact of the 20th century continues its silent vigil. The Soviet-era space heater, that humble box of coiled metal and ceramic resistance, still glows red in countless apartments across Russia's most unforgiving frontier. These devices, manufactured in factories that no longer exist by a nation that dissolved decades ago, represent more than mere relics of industrial design. They are survivors, much like the people they warm, testaments to an engineering philosophy that prioritized durability and simplicity over elegance. As central heating systems collapse under the weight of 90 years and temperatures outside drop to levels that would kill an unprotected human in minutes, these space heaters have become the difference between survival and catastrophe. Understanding their story reveals profound lessons about resilience, adaptation, and the timeless human struggle against cold. The architecture of survival. The typical Soviet space heater was never meant to be beautiful. Constructed from stamped steel housings painted in utilitarian beige or grey, these units contained nichrome heating elements wrapped around ceramic cores, a design unchanged since the 1950s. The philosophy was brutally pragmatic. Create a device that could function in the harshest conditions with minimal maintenance, powered by Russia's abundant electricity. The heavy-gauge metal could withstand drops, kicks, and the casual brutality of daily use in cramped communal apartments. The simple resistance heating required no complex electronics, no circuit boards that could fail when temperatures fluctuated wildly. When you examine one of these heaters today, you hold in your hands the embodiment of Soviet industrial doctrine. Overbuilt, inefficient by Western standards, yet nearly indestructible. These characteristics, once criticized as wasteful during the Cold War, have become virtues in an era of infrastructural collapse. When systems fail, walk through the concrete corridors of any Soviet-era apartment block in Angarsk or Novosibirsk during the winter of 2025, and you will hear the hum. It emanates from behind every door, the steady electrical drone of space heaters working overtime as centralized heating systems fail with increasing frequency. The irony cuts deep. The infrastructure designed to heat millions through collective efficiency now forces residents into individualized survival mode, each household burning kilowatts independently. The overground pipes that once transported superheated steam across kilometers now leak, burst, or simply go cold as boiler plants struggle with aged equipment and deferred maintenance. In this vacuum, the space heater has evolved from supplementary comfort to primary lifeline. Families cluster around these glowing metal boxes, sleeping in one room to conserve heat, cooking meals atop their hot surfaces when gas service becomes unreliable. The adaptability required mirrors the improvisation of soldiers in trenches. When your official supply lines fail, you survive with what works. The price of warmth. Yet survival through space heaters extracts its toll. The electrical grids feeding Siberian cities were never designed for this distributed load. When temperatures plummet and hundreds of thousands of heaters activate simultaneously, transformers explode, wires melt, and entire neighborhoods plunge into darkness. The very sockets struggle under sustained amperage, plastic faceplates browning and warping, sometimes igniting. Residents face impossible calculations, run the heater and risk electrical fire or grid failure, or conserve power and endure dangerous cold. This represents adaptation under extreme constraint, the kind that tests human ingenuity and reveals character. Some households wire multiple heaters in parallel, creating Rube Goldberg heating systems that violate every safety code but keep children warm. Others rotate heater usage by room and time, managing their thermal envelope like battlefield commanders allocating limited resources. The knowledge required, understanding electrical loads, recognizing fire hazards, maintaining ancient equipment, becomes essential fieldcraft for urban survival. Lessons from the cold. The endurance of Soviet space heaters in Siberia teaches us that true resilience lies not in sophisticated technology, but in robust simplicity. When your survival depends on a tool, you want something you can repair with basic skills, something that fails predictably rather than catastrophically. Modern smart thermostats and efficient heat pumps offer comfort, but when infrastructure collapses, they become expensive paperweights. The Soviet heater, with its exposed coils and mechanical switches, can be diagnosed and often fixed with pliers and determination. This principle extends beyond heating. Whether you are preparing for grid failure, natural disaster, or societal disruption, the tools that will truly serve you are those built to last and simple enough to maintain. The Siberians clustering around their glowing heaters in 2026 understand what many have forgotten. Comfort is temporary, but adaptability is survival. Their reality, wearing multiple clothing layers indoors, rationing electricity, maintaining aging equipment through knowledge and improvisation, mirrors the eternal human experience of enduring harsh conditions through ingenuity. Conclusion: the fire still burns. As another brutal Siberian night descends and temperatures fall beyond what should be survivable, millions of space heaters click on across Russia's eastern frontier. These unglamorous boxes of Soviet engineering, dismissed and forgotten by history, continue their work. They remind us that survival often depends less on having the best tools and more on understanding and maintaining what you have. The lessons here transcend heating and touch something fundamental about human resilience, our ability to adapt, to make do, to survive when systems fail. If you value these insights into survival, adaptation, and the overlooked technologies that shape human endurance, subscribe to Fieldcraft Chronicles. Share this with anyone who understands that true preparedness means learning from those who face harsh realities every day, and that the best survival manual is sometimes written by history itself.